there, listeners. It's your annoyingly optimistic host here, bringing you another season of the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Welcome to Season 2, Voicemails to Tim. Now, let's meet Tim. He's been running his own small business for almost 3 years now, and let's just say he's hit a bit of a rough patch. You know how it is. Sometimes you get so stuck, you make yourself busy and just avoid finding the real problems. Well, that's Tim. So as a good friend, I decided to leave him a daily voicemail, if I can't get hold of him, filled with nuggets of inspiration, insight and wisdom, and downright brilliant ideas to help get him unstuck. Every day, in just under 10 minutes, I'll share some tips, tricks, and a healthy dose of optimism to get Tim, and maybe even you, back on track. Because let's face it, we're all a little tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So here we go. Oh wait, never mind. Tim's being busy. Here's the voicemail I left him today.
Hi Tim, me again. Missed you. I'm just back from a walk. I thought I must give you a call. So, and that's actually wanted to talk to you about. That's why it's kind of like, I'll give you a call when I get back. One of the things we touched upon the other day was you were kind of talking about that kind of 2:30 dip, that kind of drop in the day, lack of energy, not feeling particularly kind of motivated, and we were just kind of talking around that. And one of the things that, well, there's a couple of things really, but I think it obviously stuck in my mind, and what I'm about to say, you'll realise why I'm calling you now, is it's easy to kind of get stuck into the trap of, just kind of letting yourself lumber, sit in a comfy chair and just kind of ride it out, or, going to eat some sugar or caffeine, or, just something that you'll later regret, but just something to kind of get you over that hump. And it can be a bit of a kind of issue. The thing that, and I'm talking personally here, but I think I've read lots of things about it as well, but the thing that does it for me is at that point, at that dip, and I did mention it the other day, but it was high in my mind today, go and have a walk. It sounds kind of like, yeah, but I've just said I'm tired. The thing is, we have various, the circadian rhythms and sun and sleep patterns and all these different things and hormones and everything that go on in our lives and our diet, exercise, and all these kind of different things. But it's too easy for us to take the kind of route of doing nothing when these kind of tiredness hits. But actually, if you combine two things, and again, this is something, I know that 2:30 dip. My dip comes a little bit earlier now, with me being at the gym at 5 in the morning. It actually comes a little bit earlier because my day starts earlier. So it's there, and there is a natural rhythm to it. It is post lunch because our body is burning calories to process that kind of food. So we get that little bit of a kind of a lull, but it can happen at different people, have different kind of rhythms. But the same solution works for what I found, anybody at any of those stages. And it's combining two things. So going for a walk, even if it's a 20, 25 minute, 30 minute kind of brisk walk around the block. It's harder in the winter, but while we have some sunshine, then make the most of it. But that does a number of things. Firstly, it gets our bodies moving. Our bodies are designed to move a lot. We're used to moving. It helps kind of get the blood flow, and there is a connection between our bodies moving and our minds, and it helps kind of free the mind. Now, what I've brought into those kind of walks, because I hate walking, I'm not a particular fan of walking, but I've learnt to love it because I've introduced audiobooks into it. I like my books, but I've brought audiobooks into it, and I found myself actually starting to crave the walk. And where can I fit another hour's walking? Because not only does that kind of rhythm and getting the body kind of moving, and it kind of wakes you up, it fires you back up. It's almost like, to my mind, it's almost like getting a night's sleep in the middle of the day, because you can have that lull, you can go for that walk. And if you put on now for me, it's always a business self-help type book, something to get my brain going. But that walking, that movement, the fresh air, getting the blood going, and listening to things that are sparking ideas in my head. There is not a walk, and this is why I said at the beginning, this makes sense. There is not a walk that I do not come back from when I have to record something, write something down, scribble something, look something up, because every single time my brain comes back fizzing with ideas and things like that. To the point of, I didn't do it today, but often I will do half the walk listening to the audiobook, then I actually turn it off because my brain starts going and I realise that I'm no longer listening to the audiobook because there's ideas and things like that. So I have to turn it off. And the second half, it's just letting those thoughts go out. And I'll often pull out my phone, scribble down a note or record something as I'm going along. So, you know, and that sounds like, oh yeah, but you must be in the zone. It's not. It's that point when you feel the dip, then go for it. I've got a full-on day today, full-on day of meetings, and I've finished my day with a 2-hour meeting that finishes at 6 o'clock. I'm planning to go for a walk then because I know my brain will be slightly frazzled, having been in meetings all day. I've been sat at the computer for a few hours, and I will just go for a 45-minute walk, stick an audiobook on or whatever, and I will then be energized for the rest of the evening. So it was just something in that 2:30 dip. Don't let the dip become, let it be that excuse to actually go the other way and be re-energized. And if you can fit that regularly into your day, what you'll find is that, it divides the day into 2 halves. You've got your morning where you're often alert and some of your best stuff. And when you feel that dip, go for that walk, audio book, get those ideas, fizzing away. And then you'll fly into the second half of your day. It really does work as kind of a reset. One of the books I was listening to recently, and I'm sure there's a link in there somewhere, I haven't quite put it together yet, but it was called The Chimp Paradox. But, and we'll talk, I know I've mentioned chimps recently, and that's you'll realise why now. But I think there is something there to do with the chimp and the different things in our head, and I think the walking really does help that. So, quick idea, if you get that dip, don't sit, walk. Get out there. And again, as always, I've got some amazing recommendations of some books. So if you're stuck to listening to, then don't know what to listen to, give us a shout and I'll let you know. Okay, speak to you soon, Tim. Bye for now.
And that's it for today's episode of Voicemails to Tim on the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Now remember, Tim might be busy, but we're all in this together. Whether you're tired, in need of help, or just muddling through, Tim is here for you because, well, Tim is you. Yes, you heard that right. Tim isn't just my friend, he's a reflection of all of us who are struggling to make it work. TIM stands for tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So if you're feeling like a Tim, you're not alone. For all those ambitious listeners, if you've got a burning business question, a quirky thought, or just want to see if you can leave an even weirder voicemail, head over to the website voicemailstotim.com, submit your question, and maybe, just maybe, you'll hear your idea in a future Voicemail to Tim. So until then, stay annoyingly optimistic, keep pushing forward, and remember, if life gives you lemons, leave a voicemail about it.